What's up, y'all? It's your boy Joe Stylez at Off the Floor, where we talk about stuff that happens on the floor. I got my boy Dauve, a.k.a. No One, a.k.a. Just One EBS. First time. He wasn't even supposed to do it.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, he been making noise. So when he said he's coming to Vegas, I was like, bro, we got to get you in the chair, bro. We got to talk about this. Bro, question. What was your first style?
Ooh.
Look, because you can do a couple, bro.
Okay, something actually honest.
Okay.
Right? It was like hip-hop eventually. Because I met my mentors at like 9 years old at a Boys and Girls Club that we had in Cleveland.
That's fire.
But I was actually Michael Jackson my whole life. But then as far as like the culture, bro, I was like biting the Les Twins for years. Nobody will ever know.
But you know what though? The fact that you can keep it real and be like, bruh, this is what I was doing at this time.
Yeah.
You know, but you know though, it kind of makes sense. Not talking about with dance, it's just era wise. Because how old are you? I should ask.
I'm 23.
Yeah, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
23.
2012.
Like, yeah, the Les Twins, like we're the same age. I'm 36. So when you look back, that's 13 years, bro.
Yeah.
Like that's so when I'm 22 and 23, when I'm your age, bro, you in like what? Just not getting out of elementary school?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, bro. So that makes sense, bro. But that they was a good amount of inspiration, which is fire because they tight too.
No, yeah,
especially during that time, they was going crazy.
Yeah.
They was going crazy. All right, and you just said, I should ask this too. You just said you from Cleveland.
Yep.
So how was that growing up? Like, because you know it's not necessarily straight New York. It's not like Chicago where they got footwork. It's not like L.A. It's, you know what I'm saying? So how was it? What is the dance scene like in Cleveland? Like growing up in Cleveland?
Growing up in Cleveland, I feel like in general is a very and was a very unique experience. Because like you said, it's not New York culture, but it's not LA culture, but it's not Chicago or Detroit.
Agreed.
Like Cleveland has its like own thing. I remember growing up seeing like, like Lazy Bone or Crazy Bone on my porch. Like on my granddad's porch, but not knowing who they are. I'm like, who's Bone Thugs and Harmony?
Bro, that's
like,
crazy. I was listening to it.
Right. Bro,
Come on,
but then growing up to like really realize who they are, especially like growing up on St. Clair and different things like that.
That's crazy.
Like, but I know like funk and line dancing, when it comes to Cleveland and just Ohio, period.
Come on.
Like, I know some people may know, like, the Ohio players.
Come on, Ohio. Come on, bro.
Like, man, we got the Cleveland Shuffle. We got, like, so many different dances. So I know, like, line dancing was super, super big and still is super big. I'm talking, like, 200 people. Like,
that's
hundreds of people
wild.
just at a park line dancing, bro.
But I bet that's probably fire though.
Yeah, that's when I first learned how to get down for real, to be honest.
But to be honest, that it makes sense why you're tight. Because when you learn how to dance through partying and having a good time, you know how to tap into that. Even in the battle scene, you start you start blacking out like you did at the EBS. As humble as you are, you know what I'm saying, and nice. Oh, you know, I did cool. You know, I was feeling good, feeling myself. Bro, you was getting off. You was going crazy, and it makes sense that you were able to tap in to like that essence. Even though you're not at home, you was at home because you brung home with you.
Yeah.
So and they all could feel that. Heck, if you're watching a battle, you already can feel like. Yeah, he's at home.
Yeah.
He's at home, away from home, in his space right now. So that was pretty tight, bro.
Yeah, bro.
That's pretty tight, yeah. And I didn't know Cleveland had that many line dancers like that they did that. That's a crazy
like
crazy
when
vibe.
songs come on, you just know. Everybody got to get up. There's nobody asking.
That is a fire vibe,
and sometimes it don't even be like you learn what's happening separate from when it's supposed to happen. It's almost as if, like, say if we at a club and everybody's, like, popping.
Yeah.
Right? Say it was, like, a funk night or something. you're not working on that stuff outside of that. Like, you're come here right now.
This
in the midst of the chaos.
Which makes sense, bro.
Feet crossing, you falling, like, hey, that's it, though.
But that's the fun part, though.
It is.
And then when you finally get it, you're like, oh, I can swag that thing.
Next time that song come on,
I'm about to turn it up.
Every time. Every time.
I ain't about to be looking crazy.
And of course, I ain't know the turn up part yet, because I was like, okay, I'm young.
Of course.
Only dancing. But when I got to get older and actually experience, like, what it's like to kind of go out with these things, and like it was a different situation once I got older, as far as appreciating where I'm from. Because I appreciated where I was from, but all the traveling, getting my passport last year, seeing the world. I mean, speaking of EBS, like, when I was out there, and I was like, I'm in a different spot, but I'm like, man, I had my homie, shout out to my bro Abel, and my other bro Donald. They was with me from Cleveland, in Germany. And I kept looking at them because they like the OGs of my city. Yeah. And I was like, man, we got this spot we go to called Harvard Park.
Okay.
Bro, we all get off there in Cleveland. I'm talking like police officers know. They'll sit there and watch us,
and y'all
and then pull off and go do something. Like, that's how.
But that's fire, though, that y'all got a place that y'all can call, again, like, allow the essence to actually breathe, bro.
Yeah, I had to make that stage feel like the crib, bro.
Bro, come on. You had to make that thing feel like Cleveland, bro. Ohio.
Yo, facts, bro.
Yo. All right, so how was it battling Grishka, bro?
Battling Grishka. I started in 2013. So when Grishka
in Crush Battle, you were just starting Krump.
I was just like, looking back at it, you know how we'll watch old footage now.
Yeah.
Man, what a time that was. For me, like, I can relate to that, but in a way of like, man, I had no idea about the history I was witnessing.
Man, bro. I was at that battle. Like,
I didn't even know that.
I was in the room, and
I never knew that.
It was it was, bro. Like,
bro, that's great, because I mean, battling Grishka, like, and like, I'm not one of those.
Tight, bro.
Yeah, bro, he's legendary. I'm gonna be honest,
bro.
I'm gonna be honest, right? When I look at Grishka, that's overseas Krump to me.
Bro,
like,
he for sure put Krump on his back, for sure, for the European scene,
like,
bro.
Grishka is, I'm saying to me, because I know there's footage from him back then, as far as he used to have the session.
Yeah,
with him and all.
He was the first European Krumper I knew. Like, even for me, like, you know, traveling and being around with, even at my time, I was seeing it and I was like, yo. All I knew at the time was Grishka until I actually went over there in, I think, 2015, my first time. Then that's when I started to meet Cyborg, Wolf, and Rucker, all of them.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember when I was at that heavyweight battle with him and Oz. I think it was him and Oz. Yeah, it might have been him and Oz. Yeah, was it Record?
Was it Sanka?
It was Sanka. That's who it was.
I'm a footage head.
Dog. I mean, that one was crazy.
Yeah. It was pressure, though. Battling Grishka, I mean, regardless of, like, before the skill even came into play, hearing, all right, y'all, top 4, let's get no one in Grishka, I was like,
what? Especially that you remember, bro, 2013. Bro,
we just talked about it.
But that was one of...
Yeah. So to battle him, I just was like, I was like, yes, I'm aiming for everybody.
Yeah.
But it's Grishka, so if he take this, I'm
cool.
I got to experience Grishka, but I mean, just to be in the ring with him, period, regardless of the result, it was insane, bro.
But that's exactly why you was able to put your best foot forward subconsciously without having to be consciously like, oh, I need to do this, I got to do this. Because you was already like, look, I'm in gratitude to be on this stage battling him, or even battling here, you know what I'm saying? And then getting the energy of getting welcomed, you know what I'm saying? Where it's not, where you don't feel so jaded or hate, because before that, a little earlier, like, it was some turmoil with the European scene and USA. Like, it's just getting a little better. It's still a little
Yeah,
still a little something. How did you feel about? Do you think the energy would have been different? Because it was in Germany, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think of course, yeah, for sure. Do you think had you went to an event that was Krump based and it was in Paris, that the energy would have been a little different? Like the heavyweight session?
I'm gonna be honest.
In Paris?
I do have some homies in Krump that do have balanced, genuine energy that is from Paris or just is in the community. Rather it was a specific Krumper or a spectator, I do think the energy would have been a little different.
For sure. And you know what's crazy, speaking on that, when I went over there, the Krumpers, when it came to the hip-hop, the Krumpers wasn't biased. If you was tight in hip-hop or whatever, the Krumpers was like, oh, he's tight. Even if you're not from Paris, it's just when you was dealing with in the other genres and you weren't from Paris, it could have been just that. But I know for sure, at least from my experience, when I was around the Krumpers, that was the Paris Krumpers. And again, I also went in 2013.
Right.
In 2014, 2015. I was at the heavyweight sessions then, so I was also one of the only freestyle heads that was actually respecting Krump at the time, or not even respecting it, understanding the difference. That it's not that it's not hip hop, but how they was trying to paint it, that it's not hip hop. Because I think that whole situation. That's the next question I'm about to get to. You know what I'm about to ask before I answer it with my opinion. You know what? Forget it. You think Krump hip hop? You know, bro, you knew that was about to come.
Oh, my goodness. This is going to cause an earthquake. Man.
The silence, that's how you know it is a touchy subject with Krumpers and hip-hoppers. This is a really touchy, like, burn. It's like,
yeah.
And you just want EBS.
So, I mean, for me, like, when I look at the culture, as in the culture, I'm talking fashion, I'm talking music, possibly slang, I'm talking it all, right?
So you ain't just talking about the dance itself.
Yeah, I'm not even talking about the dance itself. I do believe that Krump within this style of movement is a whole nother situation, right?
Agreed.
Culture-wise, bro?
Agreed, bro.
Come on. That's me, and I'm willing to, you know,
of course,
chop it up with whoever. But that's, you know, I mean, from, you know, and they can correct me if I'm wrong, but even from OGs that I've gotten to talk to and have conversations with, like, as far as what they were dancing to before Krump music had its own sound. I mean, from Lil Kim, Dipset,
Busta,
50,
of course.
Busta, like.
But I go from
even with Busta Krumping before.
Got you niggas on the
saying, yo, like, come on.
Yeah. But the way you just explained it was really good. Like, that's probably one of the better ways I've ever heard it explained, bro. Like, not because people just when I talk to people, you know, ask these questions in regards to, do you think Krump is hip hop, or do you think they're brothers, or whatever the correlation is to connect them styles together? What do you think? It's usually only movement based. Yeah, they literally usually only come through to their conclusion through just movement, versus like brothers got on Chucks, brothers got on Jordans, brothers got on Timbs, the pants is sagging, like they got on jerseys, especially early, like, but the culture for sure is hip hop.
The culture, I do agree.
Like the culture for sure, when you look at it like now, you know, if the clothing was completely different and the movement and dance, and the movement and the music completely, I think it'd have more of an argument. But because, like, if you see if somebody out there seeing a hip hop dancer and a Krump dancer, and they were walking and they don't know it, they would think they do the same dance based on their dress. But if you see a ballet dancer and what they dance in, and you see a hip hop dancer and what they dance in, you automatically know they do two different things. Yeah, because the culture is different. So what you just said to me makes a lot of sense. That was a good way to put it for me.
No, yeah, I mean, I agree. And it's more so like for me, it's like a yes and thing, right? To where like, even when we begin to start our sentences with like the Krump culture, I don't think that cancels out anything either. I think it's think it's appropriate to say, I do believe this is under something when it comes to hip hop, but also I don't think it's invalid if we say the Krump culture, because we do things in some ways a lot differently, and so I do believe that like saying Krump culture makes sense, but also not ignoring the fact of how much hip hop affects Krump is also valid as well. Agreed.
Like, so even like, because especially because we're about to talk about the other styles you do also. Mm-hmm. So I also feel like, because for a while I used to separate hip hop as like a sub, like I was like, oh man, hip hop is this, just a lot of separation, right? Mm-hmm. That's kind of how I used to view it. And then once I kind of started getting from one of the old heads, he was like, hip hop was just a word at first that we just used to use. It's just the different meaning between hip and hop. I was like, oh, okay. Mm-hmm. And then they were saying like, most of the stuff from the streets will be when you look at it from the way this OG was explaining it to me. This dude was probably like 65 at the time. Mm-hmm. So I think he was like in his 20s when hip hop was like just now, what I'm saying? It was still infancy, but it was a space. So he was saying it was meant by intelligent movement. He explained it to me like this, and I was like, dang, that's a crazy point. He was like, hip at the time meaning being hip, right? I know what I'm talking about. Like, you hip. We don't say that now, but at the time it only if you think about what hip hop sound like, the word does sound dated though. Yeah. Like it's hip hop. It sounds dated. Yeah, Krump doesn't sound, it sounds like it's up to date. Mm-hmm. So like at least verbally. So when I think about hip hop, I'm like, oh, when that old dude said, I said, dang, it's like saying jive turkey. It's like, that is a 70s, that's a 70s, hip hop is like an 80s, like you can hear it, you're like, damn, that sound old. Hip hop. You like, oh, okay. So when that old head told me, he explained, I said, so of course a couple of different people disagree, because I think most people want to be in separatism, which is fine. But the way that OG talked to me and broke that down, now I believe juking is hip hop. I believe juking. I believe all these substandard styles, in my opinion, can be underneath the umbrella of at least street dance, if that makes sense. And most of it is labeled, all the music they dance to, every dance style does it to rap music. Yeah. Like you can't, like, except for maybe house. Mm-hmm. But every other style, it's like I ain't heard a fire truck. I ain't heard one event that says that does, where it's juke and Krump, wherever, where they don't have a round or two with rap music. Mm-hmm. Whether it's their version of rap music, it's still that, whether it's, hey man, you know what I'm saying, or it's, yo, get over here. It's like all of it is, it's still rap. Like, and I always felt like the music, and I could be wrong, but I always felt like the music comes first and then the dance. Like, what would we dance to if we didn't have the music first? Locking, all those styles, it's like you hear funk and then you like, oh, this how it's making me move. Mm-hmm. Like, that's why I feel like when Krump music came in, that's when I felt like Krump got even more intelligent. Because now the music changed it. Yeah. But that's just my observation. Mm-hmm. It's like, once Krump music got it, it's like, but again, I do agree. Like, it's like, yes, and when you say that, and that's to give it a little pocket by itself. Just like every other style has its own little pocket.
It is. I do believe that.
It is. I agree.
You can watch a 2-minute, 1-minute clip of somebody on Instagram doing a super cool, hip hop freestyle visual, whatever the case may be, cool moves, cool setups, right? Good background. And it's viral. It's like, oh, okay, this is fire. But then, like, somebody could be crumping in a living room, propping up their phone, and you just feel something across the screen. So that's why it's more so like a yes and.
Agreed.
I do believe Krump, with similarities and whatever umbrellas we can put it in, it is still something.
Because I think Krump, I think Krump is gonna birth something else. Like turf dancing gonna birth something. All these different subgenres, I feel, are gonna birth other things. Because right now I feel like even now, to piggyback off what you were saying, I think right now with us seeing this new thing, as soon as people start trying to control how things supposed to be, that's when new stuff start to happen. Like, I think once hip-hop started to be, this is how you should be, something new came out. Like, or it's like when even clowning, from the information that I was, presented from some of the West Coast cats. It's like clowning came in, this how you gotta move. Krump was birthed. Don't know who did it first. Yeah. That's an argument I will not be a part of.
I will not be in.
That I will not be in, but it did birth something else. You know what I'm saying? Just like the gangster walk, when it was, you got to do it like this, then Jukin came out. And then they said, oh, we only want a butt hop. Then you got them changing it into toe styles, and that's evolved into something else. It's like, got it.
It could be a reach. Hear me out.
Talk to me.
And I'm going to give credit to the bros, Bruiser and Deep. He was having this conversation. We was booked to Amsterdam at a camp out there, Freedom City. And we all was talking. And, of course, it didn't start with me, but we were just building off of each other in the conversation. Krump might be a traditional, I think dance, one day.
I ain't gonna, and the only reason my argument
could be,
it could. I'm not saying it can't. My argument to that is, the reason why I say it changes is because every style has like every, according to, and I'm just basing mine based on what I've seen in the past, which like tap turned into this, then it turned into this, then it turned into this, then it turned into this, like funk went to this, because when the music changed, the dance has to change. Yeah. So once the music changes, the dance has to, because now it's almost like, it's not that you gotta force it, you can just tell feeling isn't there. That's why when you use Krump, that's why Krump music now looks better with Krump, because it matches the feeling of the dance.
Well, yeah, it's crazy, because Khalif, when I was chopping it up with Khalif, because I know I've been like him and Sekou and everything.
Yeah, Sekou, really top tier.
Oh, for sure.
And Khalif.
I've been able to be blessed to be in more intimate spaces with them, chopping it up, listening.
That's fire. Learning. That's a blessing, bro.
And definitely. And I know he mentioned it. I may not know every single detail, but I know he mentioned, even when you're talking about the music changing, right, the movement follows. Even he was telling me stories, and I don't know which one in which order, but just how sometimes it would be times where I think he was telling me the hip-hop heads, sometimes the clubs would kind of get closed down, and then hip-hop heads would come to the house club.
Agreed.
Or vice versa.
Link was telling me that too.
Yo.
Agreed.
And I was just trying to imagine it, and I was like,
and they movement changed.
Yo, that's crazy. I mean, and it's the same thing, like you said, when it comes to Memphis and all these different styles. I do believe that music changed, and it was the feeling, because they ain't even have all the steps organized yet. They didn't even have
not at all, bro.
It was just oh, I was just feeling this, and then this came out.
Right? It's so. That's why now I don't even base my opinion in a concrete thing. The only thing I base my concrete thought in is it will change. That's it. That's the only thing I feel, because if it doesn't change, then it can't evolve.
That's real.
So it's change is evolution. So it's even now, you're an evolved version of 10 years ago.
Right.
You make your house steps look Krump. Or not even making it look Krump, you're making it Krump. You know what I'm saying? You're taking versions and you're mixing and you're changing things, which is a form of evolution. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's why I'm saying I think it's gonna I think in another 5-10 years, my daughter gonna be doing something completely different from what I'm doing. Yeah. It's That's why I don't even try to control her thought process. I'm like, I don't want to hinder it. I don't want to hinder how she's going to grow. You know what I'm saying? Like, even I'm pretty sure, did you have any like people like trying to stop your growth, like about like mixing or like telling you not to do that or telling you to do that, or
it's been rare. I think I wouldn't even more so say it was like moments where they were trying to stop it, but I guess just like being aware of what kind of energy or approach the styles that I do know, what they bring.
Got you.
Because it's like, okay, like, and it's just the decision making that I'm still putting myself through. Because like my house on the lower half may be water. I may want to flow.
Agreed.
Up top with the Krump may be like fire. So I got to figure out a way to mesh them in between. But I don't think I really had moments where people were trying to necessarily stop me from possibly fusing these things. I think if anything, overall, I've gotten like encouragement to not separate.
That's
like just
fire.
dance. Miss Funk, literally, in my job, I can name so many people, but Miss Funk just told me that recently, and it spoke to me because I didn't know I needed to hear that again. But she just was like, "You're an amazing mover, and I just want to encourage you, if you already, haven't or have been hearing it, like, just dance. You know, Krump, you house, you hip hop, you do this, but just dance. Whatever comes out, it happens."
Bro, I love, and Miss Funk, shout out. She's always showed love, and I think that is a good thing to have, because even back when I first started and learning a couple other styles. When I would try to mix, Miss Funk ain't never tell me not to. She ain't one to tell that didn't, so she ain't one to tell me that. But it was a little pushback in my. That's why I asked, because when I was doing it, when I started doing juking or popping or locking or when I started mixing and doing combining certain movement, not because I'm trying to, because like you said, it just happens. When you blacking out, you just start moving and stuff just start marrying itself. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't get the same kind of mix. Like, go ahead, do your thing. I didn't get the same kind of push or support. That's what made me ask, are you getting any of that or you not? That's what made me ask. So that's fire that you know what I'm saying, that you got somebody to even tell you that, which is amazing, because they used to have me bitter as hell. I was like, man, fuck y'all, man. I mean, do what I want to do.
Well, the world is still like, okay, I'm very impactful, right? I do have a value in this world, in the dance world.
Come on.
But people still, getting to know me, so you never know.
Come on, look.
I might find somebody this year that's like, nah, bro. Yeah.
That's good.
Hey.
But it's one of the things like, bro, I can do these styles separately. Let me live.
Yeah,
I've already had to prove myself.
The glasses down.
I had to prove myself at the EBS and wasn't trying to prove myself. But I let some rounds out. So y'all know I know what I'm doing in that bag. Y'all ain't seen my house bag yet, but I can jump in that.
Yeah. It's the longevity, you're right, bro. I think it's when I watch people fuse, right? Possibly other styles. We in an open style tournament.
Agreed.
Say, I don't know, a track come on and they, 15 seconds of house, 20 seconds of some bangs, 5 seconds of locking and a couple popping, and a little bit of everything.
And all of it is like cool. I be trying not to judge. All of it be cool.
But longevity does come up in my mind.
Yeah.
To where I'm like, okay, for the sake of this round, it worked, that was cool. But I do be wondering, like, can you pull up to a house session and get down for hours? Can you pull up to a Krump session and get down for hours? Can you pull up to a lock and jam and just really get down for hours? Like, I'll be curious.
Bro,
not in a mean way.
But you know what, though? And I tell people this, that's, like, I don't believe in, like, all-style dancer. Because it's like, it's you did. Technically, I do feel like it's just a category, but I do believe. I
used to call myself that, by the way.
No, but you was young, though. You was young. You was young. You know what I'm saying? And that's different. 14, 15. You know what I'm saying? That's different. You know what I mean? And then at that time, the phrase was still kind of getting its definition. You know what I'm saying? So it is easier to say versus saying, what you do? Well, I can do this, I can do this. Like, Bro, I'm a dancer, bro.
Yeah.
I'm a freestyle dancer. Let's just say that, you know. But yeah, bro, it is pretty top tier to be able to separate. And you feel good knowing that you can know these different languages.
Yeah.
And you can speak them. You like,
Yeah.
I can speak that.
Yeah.
It's like, and it's not even on arrogance. It's just like, yeah, I can speak that. Yeah, I can speak. Oh, I know he did. Oh, he lying. He lying. But I ain't gonna say nothing because it's not my job.
Especially in my generation, bro. I be learning from like the greats that I've learned from. When I look back at my generation, I'll be kind of, I'm excited, I'm hopeful, and I'm remaining positive because I'm not saying we are the worst generation ever. Yeah. We're doomed, and if we don't dance like back in the day, we're not progressing. Like, I'm not saying those things at all. But when I do look at some of my generation's like perspective of dance, it does just make me, I don't know, like long story short, I asked Sekou last year.
Come on.
I wanted to ask him this question for so long, and I finally got to pull up to New York to ask him. I was like, Unc, man, what's your perspective of something evolving? Being who you are in your position, what does something evolving look like? And he pretty much just broke down the natural process of like every generation is going to bring in something new.
Agreed, 100%.
If we did the loose leg like this, a new generation come in, it's going to be done a little differently, or it's going to be like this, or it's going to be like that. And I think he also just let me into the fact of like, they don't mean any harm when they say there's nothing new under the sun.
Agreed.
I used to get to think about that.
Dang.
Like, yo, y'all trying to play us new generation? Like,
man, I ain't going from my dad used to say it to me all the time. So when I started hearing it, I was like, man, whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, but one thing I did, and this is where I wanted to talk to some of the OGs, you know, even after what you just said, it's like, if change doesn't happen, that's when death happens. Like, locking was starting to die, bro. You don't see nobody going around on the streets tap dancing because they started to say you can't do this. Once I think you started to say you can't, that's when stuff starts to die. Like, even now, it's like you can kind of see it even in like certain styles. Like, if something doesn't evolve, it dies. Like you got purists, like you still have people that's locking, but you don't go to the club and see this. If it's not in the club, according to our thought process, if it's not in the club, then is it dead? Like if it's not in the club, is it dead? Like,
that's a crazy perspective.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you still see the young cats doing this. You still see that little vibe, even though they say it's TikTok dance, but really that's what they doing in the parties now.
Yeah.
This was in the parties.
See that?
The mashed potato, that was in the party. That was in the party. So when it's no longer in the party, technically it's like it dies. My daughter don't want to see me do the Cabbage Patch. I like it. It feels good to me. But she like, Daddy, this is old. And I don't think it's old. But then when you think about it, 2025 and you go to 2000 to 75, that's the difference. That's the difference. That's the difference between Jive Turkey and What's Up, bruh. Oh, bruh.
What's happening?
Yeah, that's the difference between Jive Turkey and bruh. Or that's the difference between Jive Turkey and how you doing, sir?
Yeah.
Like 1950s. Like when you look at that's the between 1950 and 1975. Bro, that's a really big gap. Like, it's a whole new generation, and they ain't thinking about Cab Calloway. They thinking about Ohio, bing bing, Ohio. They ain't thinking about jitterbug, They ain't thinking about none of that.
I mean, but I think how something is being done versus what's happening is something that I noticed is like a really. That can kind of change I guess you could say, the trajectory of this kind of conversation, because it's like, even how you were just doing this has turned into this.
It has, but the music also changed.
right back around.
That's why I'm saying, I'm like, it ain't even, but we saying the same thing.
Exactly.
It's just, like you said, it's that yes and. I think right now people are so concrete. The only thing I'm concrete in for myself is that it changes. Not necessarily that it's wrong or right. It's going to change. Now, how we handle change, I think, is the issue. People are, oh, you can't do that. How? We did that. My daughter don't want to do what I did in 1990. She don't even want to wear what I wear. She's like, Dad, what do you got on? That is. Yeah, and she say the Riz, and I'm like, I don't want to hear that. That sounds crazy to me, but to her, that's like us saying fam or what up. That's like us saying what's back in that time. I'm like, well, bro, I don't know what that is.
I don't know.
I think it's called I don't know, some type of face she was in, Sigma, whatever.
Bro, overall, bro, I think it's like, when it comes to these kind of things, I think we good?
Okay. You know, we good.
Okay. I think when it comes to like this kind of conversation, I feel like the music plays like such a big part in that.
It does, bro.
It's so important.
And
like you can't skip over.
You can't, bro.
The music and how it keeps evolving, it keeps changing. I mean, you got people still using samples and they flipping them, and
I enjoy. And this is probably me telling my age. I enjoy the golden era of hip hop. I enjoy Wu-Tang. I enjoy that. I enjoy Camp Lo, bro. But my daughter, I put on Camp Lo. To her, it sounds like hip hop, the hip to the hip to the. I be like, she be like, Daddy, this sounds so old. I'm like, it does. I'm like, damn, I'm losing the ear. Like Andre 3000 says, like it's not that I'm not good anymore. It's a different voice now. I don't know if you've seen that Andre 3000. Like,
an interview or something?
Yeah, they was like, why don't you make no albums no more? He was like, I don't have nothing to say anymore because I'm not that. It's not my era. It's not my time. And it's like, oh, it makes sense in that. But don't get me wrong, I always want to watch the old heads dance. And I don't even want to say old head because I'm not even saying it in regards to they old, just saying they older than me.
Yeah. I mean, but it's funny though, because you know what I'm saying? You got a lot of...
And they tight. Seku's tight. Link is still cold.
They're timeless though.
Agreed.
That's what's crazy.
But that's to us. They timeless to us. As much as I tell my daughter something, she can't resonate with the Running Man. We can resonate because we sing House Party. We can resonate with the cats because we remember Chubb Rock. Like that feeling, it's like she can't feel it, not because she don't want to. The era is just different.
I want to drop a random fact.
Talk to me.
I'm biased.
Okay.
Bro, I feel like I was born...
in the wrong time?
No. This about to be funny. I call it last minute 99. I was born in 2001, but let me tell you something.
Come on.
I don't know if it was my upbringing. Like, shout out to my mama, my aunties, my uncles, my parents. I don't know what it was, bro. But I feel like I caught everything from the 90s without having to go back and recollect. I don't know, maybe it's because they had me watching.
No, but that makes sense though.
I mean,
but you was in the parties too. You was with them in the parties, like you said, like you was doing the line dances, and I'm pretty sure they wasn't doing line dances to nothing futuristic. It was all like party, like barbecue. Like when you go to the barbecue, bro, like you said, stuff is timeless. Now it's like everything on the radio is not necessarily as timeless. Yeah. Like we can say they timeless because we was a part of that timeless listening. Now she's a part of fast. Like they're completely digital age. They ain't gotta wait for music. They ain't gotta wait for food. They ain't gotta wait for They ain't gotta wait for clothes. For us to get the clothes we want, we gotta wait for the drops. We gotta go pick them up. They order it. It's coming to the house tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like, they're in such a... Now, it's like, I couldn't wait for somebody to drop an album. Yeah. I'm like, I'm going to go and pick that CD. Yeah. Heck, I was picking up tapes. That sounds crazy.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, bro. All right, nitty gritty, top 5.
Top 5 what?
Dancer. Top 5 dancer.
All generations?
All generations. Any style, especially for you, because you do multiple. So I ain't gonna let you pick one style. Every style. Include every.
I'm gonna be honest, bro. He's one of my favorite movers.
Come on.
Paradox gotta be up there.
Paradox is tight. Paradox
gotta be up there.
Paradox
I don't care. I don't care if he's battling or not. His movement, anytime he drops something, man. I got to meet him last year, bro.
He humble.
Paradox up there. I'm gonna be biased. I'm gonna put my bro Bruiser up there.
But Bruiser is tight though. Come on. Bruiser is tight. He is, bro. I'm not mad at that.
No, for real.
I'm not mad at that, bro.
Loose joint.
Of course. I was just in China with him. We had a good little conversation.
Word.
Yeah.
Loose joint always in China. He always somewhere far.
Yeah, bro.
He's gonna be out. Every time I hit him up, I be like, bro, yo, I'm trying to get out. He be like, oh man, he might have to get back.
we was in China together. And we had a crazy situation before, but we mended for sure. We good.
Got you.
Shout out,
Let's love. Sekou, come on. Gotta put Sekou on there.
Sekou.
And I'm gonna be honest, man. Like, ooh, this last one.
Who?
This last one.
P.
Give me like 5 more seconds. Laurent, bro.
He is tight. And that finished my other question. I was about to ask you something else about, because I know you said the Twins was you was getting a lot from them.
Mm-hmm.
I always thought they were tight, but I always thought Laurent was better to me, because he's, again, I think he's unpredictable. He's more unpredictable, and he just goes. You know what I'm saying? But again, I was gonna ask you which two did you gravitate to between the two? Which one?
I mean,
but you said Laurent.
It was Laurent. I think because like this is not a fact. This is me watching. I feel like Laurent had more. I hope I'm saying his name right. Laurent,
yeah, you are.
I know something.
Laurent. Don't kill me, bro.
But I think watching him during those times, I feel like I gravitated towards more, I'm going to say vulnerability.
I agree.
With the expression.
Yep.
Not saying that Larry didn't express, man, we know them dudes. Them dudes is a beast, man. They both go crazy. But I think I seen a little bit more of a vulnerability when it comes to how Laurent used to just...
Agreed.
And with anything he was doing. You know what I'm saying?
Agreed.
Yeah, he was definitely my favorite out of the two.
Yeah, for sure. He was crazy.
Yeah,
he was. I said, I ain't gonna front. It was a time where I was like, yo, he's going crazy on people. Laurent was going stupid.
Yeah.
All right, so what's your favorite style?
Oh, my goodness. It's easy. House.
Ooh, that's okay.
Bro, I got a story as to why, and it's not even that long. I went to House versus Jit.
You was at that one? I bet that was cool.
When I wasn't like that. I was learning. I wasn't like that yet, bro. It was the year. I can't say if it was the first one or the second one, but Brian Green and Ejo was there at the same time. Whichever one that was.
And Brian Green's so tight.
Oh, my goodness. Yes.
He put me on a lot of game.
Yeah.
He was sharing some gems with me. We was coming from Shanghai. He was sharing some gems. Brian Green is tight to me.
I remember I went to New York literally just to train with him.
Yeah, he's tight.
Yeah. But, so, something that, and mind you, I've been at Krump sessions. You know how Krump sessions go.
Agreed, 100%.
You know how events go. We there all the time, all day. But, bro, I went to House versus Jit. The event was over at like 9 or 10. Bro, I put my phone down. I went back to my phone. It was 5 in the morning.
Bruh, they do be going crazy like that.
Talk about like house party, bro.
Bruh,
like I know,
crazy.
like my impact in Krump has reached people first. And I'm not necessarily mad at that because I don't want to take away my impact or my gift that I have in Krump.
But that's because you take that tribal essence that's in house and you put it in that Krump, bro. You do, bro. Every time I see you, I be seeing you do stuff, and I see a little Sekou sometimes. That makes sense. Now I be seeing that little, Sekou be doing.
Bro, house, it's number one, bro.
And it's grounded as hell.
I do enjoy, bro. House, like when it comes to like picking a style, to show where I'm from,
Yeah.
I'll pick house.
Bro, that's fire, bro.
Yeah.
That's fire. So that's crazy. EBS winner, his favorite style is house.
It's house. I know that's a little like,
No, but that's solid though.
what's your favorite style real quick? I gotta ask you real quick.
To be honest,
You do a lot.
to be honest, it changes. Like at the time when I'm feeling more connected to, because it's like when I'm going through certain stuff, certain years, I just want to lock. And then certain years, I just want to juke. And then other times, I just want Krump. And I had a crazy relationship with Krump because the person I was training with, he was always with his shorty. I was like, bro, how you going to get me tight, bro? I said, bro, where you at? I said, every time I go to the session, I'm getting packed out by the fam. Where I need to get labbed up.
Support.
I need to get labbed up because I'm dying. I'm dying. Every fam session, I'm dying.
That's hilarious, bro.
I'm getting killed. And then I'm with crushing them, so they killing me.
Oh man, Crush, bro. I got to battle him in June.
Bro. You got to battle him, you got to battle Cannon. You got Cannon coming up.
I got Cannon in 2 days.
Oh, that's gonna be tight. How you feeling? What you gonna do? Let's get a little confrontational just real quick. What you gonna do? You gonna get off on him?
Yeah. No, I'm gonna be honest, bro. I'm a huge wrestling fan. I feel like if I were to compare myself to a wrestler, bro,
Yeah.
I've been having a very like John Cena of a career.
Come on.
Like everybody love me. Yeah, I'm signing autographs. All the kids love me. Boom, boom. But like, I feel like I haven't really I want to say I haven't got the chance, but I haven't really let that rawness come out.
Gotcha.
Like,
Okay, that makes
really
sense.
let my fangs show for real. Like, so in this battle, like,
You gonna go crazy.
I'm taking it there. I'm not worried about what's put together or what's not.
I'm going
I'm
off.
dragging him. That's what I plan to do.
Yeah, I heard he said he gonna drag him. That's gonna be I can't. Yeah, I'm gonna like to see this battle. All right, so now we got 2 more things we gotta finish. Now we about to watch one of his rounds from EBS, which this is one of the ones I really liked because I just felt like it was him showing like, y'all look, I ain't come to play in the nicest way. Like the top. Look, we just gonna watch it real quick. This was his response. Boom! Whoa, that was crazy.
Bro. The headspace I was in was...
That was crazy, dog. Dog, you was moving, but that's... Ow! Ah! Bro, you was getting off, bro.
Bro.
Bink, bink, bink.
Bro.
Bro, you was getting off, bro. Yeah. Bro, that was crazy, bro.
I don't know how I got back that far.
Bro, that round was crazy, bro. And look, bro. Bro, that was...
I was gone, bro.
Dog.
I was in a whole nother place.
The Superman knee drop, whatever that was, bro, it was crazy.
I was gone.
Bruh, but for me, that was the round you was like, I'm here. For me, like, that's why I wanted to play that one, because when I seen that, I said, I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm Himothy right now. What was going through your mind during that round, bro?
Man, Verb is really good. It's funny because we were staying at the same hotel. And we had a moment, bro, during that week. We were sessioning together. You know that's always how it
Of course.
with your friends and battling. And during that moment, his round was really good. It was one of those things where it's like my will was speaking more than my skill. I'm like, what? This top 8? Right. I'm not even technically supposed to be here, but the fact that I'm here, I know God don't do nothing for no reason.
Come on, bro.
So I'm like, bro, I'm not losing. Like, that was my will. Like, that was my mindset. Before I even started dancing, I just was like, bro, it's not happening. I'm sorry.
That's fire, bro.
It's not your day.
And you could, bro, you could see it, and that sounds like, bro, I'm here. It was like, it's like, dog.
You're the only person that really
like,
has,
I'm here,
really,
bro.
I don't want to say notice that, but out of all arounds, will, like, pull up this one.
Bro, because
of that. That's crazy.
Bro, you was like, dog, y'all gonna have to move me off of this hill. I'm about to go crazy. And you could feel it through, bro, you could feel it through the round. Even now, I was like, yo. You was like, bro, there's no way.
Yeah.
Like, that round was crazy.
It's a no-go.
That round was crazy, bro. That round was crazy.
Appreciate
All right,
bro.
so now we're about to get into a segment called Roulette. All right, what's up? You know what it is, off the floor, where we talk about stuff on the floor. Now we about to handle it on the floor. We got my guy, Dauve, about to do the Roulette challenge. Again, he don't know none of these tracks we about to play. He just gonna get off and freestyle to him. So they're random tracks that I just happen to pick, and we just gonna see how he gonna get off to him. We gonna adapt and freestyle. Let's go, baby. Yeah. I'm about to get out your way, big dog. Come on, champ. Here we go. Whoa! Yeah! Turn up then! Yeah! Whoa! Come on, bro! All right, here we go. Next track, baby. Okay. Why you gotta do that? Whoa! That was crazy, bro. Yeah. Woo! There we go. Oh, this one tight. He gonna kill this one for sure. Uh-oh. How you feeling, baby? Good. Yeah. Come on. Last one, baby.
Block sound so.
That was crazy, bro.
She be busy popping tags. She got a lot of Prada. That Dolce & Gabbana. I can't forget the Prada. And that Balenciaga. I'm sipping purple syrup. Come be my engine mama. And if you get Serrata, we go shopping like manana. Hot pocket, rolling, sagging to the max. My picture fashion killer. She be busy popping tags. She got a lot of Prada. That Dolce & Gabbana. I can't forget the Prada. And that Balenciaga. I'm sipping purple syrup. Come be my engine mama. And if you get Serrata, we go block sound so.
It's just like that, y'all.